Hey everyone, happy Wednesday and blessed Holy Week. Holy Week was kind of a turning point for me in my faith at just 1 year. You may or may not know about me that at the end of high school, I said to myself, not aloud to anyone else, but I said to myself, well, I'm done with high school. I will not be living in my parents' home anymore. And that means that I no longer need to go to church. And there are a lot of reasons why I didn't want to go to church anymore. But most of them can be chalked up to the fact that I was pretty lost as a youth at that point. And I didn't go to church for a long time, except, again, when I was home with my parents and they were like, we're going to church and you're coming with us. And I would go. So kudos to my parents, though I did not think so at the time. And when I did eventually feel just pulled back into church, maybe pulled and pushed and prodded and for all the different ways one might be moved back into church, Derek and I 1 year made a commitment to go to every single Holy Week service that the church we were worshiping in offered. And that included a Maundy Thursday evening service and a Good Friday noon service, which was a small contemplative service in their chapel, and a bigger Good Friday evening service, similar to the one that we'll be having this Good Friday. An Easter Vigil service, which started outside the church. If you've ever been to an Easter Vigil, you know that they typically start outside the church with a big bonfire, and often when there are youth who are joining the church in confirmation class, that's when that happens. And it's an opportunity to be together, remembering the salvation history that of God's being present in the world, and then ringing in Easter together late at night. It's a long service, but we did that, and then we went to Easter sunrise service, and we went to the Easter service proper. All of that, and it was frankly life-changing for me. And I've spent some time this year reflecting on why that was so. And the answer I'm coming up with this year is that in being present through all of those services and in experiencing as much as we are able today, relationship with Christ in those kinds of moments and situations which which his disciples were present to him at that time. I'm not going to pretend anything I went through is like what he went through, but his disciples were present to him in that time, and I made a commitment to be present to him in that time, and really to touch the darkness that Holy Week reminds us of. At the noon service, they gave away these, and I still have 2 of them, just nails. And I'm not interested in being, thinking too overly much about the awful, gory details of what Christ went through. I know that our evangelical friends in so many movies and things like to, I think, glorify that violence in a way that's not helpful, but to be present to the darkness that was, that is in me still, and is in the world still, and was, in the tomb, to be present to that, and to know that Jesus was also present to that darkness in forgiving, healing, merciful, and gracious ways. And then to experience the joy of Easter morning and really soak in what God did through Christ's being present to the darkness, but also overcoming the darkness. That made like all the difference in the world for me. And it's mostly the reason that I feel like I can get up every morning and function in the world as a human being who is willing to be caring and open to the suffering of the world as much as I'm able, but also get out of bed in the morning because I know that Jesus is already present to that same suffering and that God has done something about it It's all still unfolding, and it's not complete in the way that it will be one day and the way that we wish it were now. But for me, those Holy Week experiences were the ones that really enabled me to enter into a faith that was an adult faith and no longer just a high schooler's faith or lack thereof. So that's all I wanted to share with you this week, and I hope that you also will join us for our Holy Week services tomorrow night at 7 o'clock for communion and foot washing, and then on Friday night as we just experience a taste of that darkness. So join us, and whether you can make it or not, we hope we'll see you on Easter morning as well. Bye-bye.